I can do some load testing excitement. See if this works. So, pull this out of here. The goal of this initial load testing was to see if we can handle the potential load that Bamboo HR is hopefully going to be sending our way in not too long. And so the focus was on an embed dashboard. And we went through a lot of iterations around what made sense to test and where we want to kind of limit things so that we know we're focused mainly on our system as opposed to client database. So just to show, this is the super exciting dashboard that we're starting with. It's really just a bunch of select one panels. And then from there, I took a lot of the work that Johnny and Gustav and Nate and folks had done previously and used a tooling called K6. We were able to model out the flow, like the 3 requests that are made when you're loading an embedded dashboard. So doing a login, pulling the dashboard, and then doing the query. And what's nice with this is that K6 gives us some really clean ways to be able to describe load over and over. So we can have a similar load profile that we run. We can try a whole bunch of different things. So we started out with, just 10 users running at a steady pace. We can do things where we're attempting to target a rate. So we can say send 25 requests every minute or every second or whatever it happens to be. And so with all of this, we're also using Grafana's cloud product to be able to run the tests, and they give us really nice, pretty graphs as a result of all of this. So we went through a handful of iterations where essentially it's find the first bottleneck, knock it down, find the next one, knock it down. So I'll just walk through a little bit of a story over the most recent one that we're working on right now. So the gray line in the back here is the virtual users. So we're kind of just ramping up load as we go by 10 users every minute and seeing what happens to our response. So the purple is essentially our throughput, and the blue here is our response time. And you'll see as we ramp up the load, we were, the response time was going up and up with that. And that is not what we want to happen to be able to be in a scalable situation, right? And so with each of these, what we were starting to do also was see if we can throw hardware at the situation. So I'd run this test over and over by upping our database capacity, by upping our remix containers, and seeing what could change. We kind of hit a point where throwing more hardware at it wasn't making things any better. And what was really nice is that there's a lot of data in uh, in the responses that we're getting back that let us see where problem areas might be occurring. So this is the login request, this is the dashboard request, and this is the query request. And you'll see login and dashboard are actually relatively stable across that entire load run, whereas query was ramping up. And of that, the notification latency was the one that was doing the most. And so Johnny looked at that and immediately said, I know what it is. We're single threaded on processing this. So made a change there to remove that as our bottleneck. We did another run, and now you see it looks better but different. We have these weird spikes that are occurring in the middle, but here at higher load profiles, you do see that response time has dropped down significantly. And a lot of that is we removed that one bottleneck, now the next one popped up right behind it. And so this one behind it is contention over attempting to write a transaction to write out our query history. And so that's what we're working through right now. This is a not perfect result from it, but you'll see by removing that query history blocker, we've now smoothed out this curve significantly. So you'll still see it is a slight increase with time as load continues to ramp up, but it is nowhere near what we were seeing before. So we've gained ourselves a ton of headroom in this process. So each step, it's find the next one, knock it down, find the next one, knock it down, as well as you're doing that, figure out, can we also just throw money at the problem and scale up with hardware in the short term? So